Wicked warm Wednesday. The near record temperatures expected, and if that will help drive any rain when we return to more typical February temperatures.
A 9-month nightmare.
They need to speed up this recovery.
Tonight, the struggles survivors of the May 16th tornado are still facing. Our top story, going for gold.
Our team is just ready to go.
Tonight, the excitement and joy for the hometown Olympian.
USA! USA! USA!
Inspiring the next generation of girls playing hockey.
The U.S. women's hockey team is simply unstoppable in Milan. This is 5 on your side at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The pride of O'Fallon, Missouri, Joy Dunn and her teammates are now just one win away from reclaiming Olympic gold. Today, they shut out Sweden 5-0 in the semifinals. So Team USA will face off against arch rival Canada on Thursday in a rematch from the 2022 Beijing Games, where the U.S. took silver. The team's success is inspiring young girls playing the game across the country and right here in St. Louis.
And that includes Dunn's former club, the Lady Blues. 5 on your side's Laura Barcheski talked with coaches and players before they hit the practice ice tonight.
All eyes are on the USA women's hockey team competing on the world stage at the Milan Cortina Olympics. For one player in particular, Joy Dunn, her roots started to grow right here with the Lady Blues.
It's very inspiring to see that you can come out of St. Louis and gain that national fame and attention and reputation. It's a real testament to what we're doing here in St. Louis with girls hockey.
As a hockey parent and coach for 12U Girls Lady Blues, Charlie Blythe says seeing Dunn on the national stage makes the dream a reality.
For them to ask questions about how do you get there and what's it take to get there and what are the steps to take, there's no question they're inspired by what they see.
To see all these women competing for gold, how inspiring is that for you guys?
I think it's really great and a really good thing to look up to and follow.
These girls work at the sport of hockey nearly year-round on and off the ice.
Women's hockey has gotten crazy. It's so fun to watch and it's amazing.
12U and 14U Lady Blues director Andrew Tamaris says what they're teaching here goes beyond the rules of the game.
We're really trying to make sure that these are not just good hockey players, these are good people. And our coaches are trying to inspire them to be not only good athletes, but good teammates, have good sportsmanship, things like that.
The Lady Blues players say Dunn and her Olympic teammates are the best examples.
I just feel like women's hockey is so fast-paced and they're just such great role models to look up to.
Reporting in Maryland Heights, I'm Laura Barcheski.
On the count of 3, we're going to cheer on Team USA. 1, 2, 3.
USA! USA! USA!
5 on your side.
Yes, that is the spirit. Well, the Lady Blues are currently training for their regional competition coming up at St. Peter's Recplex, and that's just in a few weeks.
So the U.S. will take on Canada in the gold medal game on Thursday. The puck drops during lunchtime in St. Louis at 12:10. Sweden and Switzerland will face off for the bronze medal on Thursday morning. And 5 on your side's Corey Miller is in Milan. He caught up with Dunn and her teammates after today's big win. He'll have their reaction later on in sports.
And back here at home, it is feeling a lot like spring for the final week of the Winter Olympics.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Cowell is tracking near record highs and some storms that could impact the bi-state later this week.
And the storms are possible, but at this point, certainly not likely. What is likely? This mild to warm weather continuing for at least a couple more days. You're looking at highs tomorrow, like today in the 60s. We'll have more clouds tomorrow, though. Wednesday, we're approaching that record high of 74, and on Thursday, we'll be in the 70s again. Thursday is the wild card when it comes to rain chances and thunderstorms. There is the potential there'll be some showers and thunderstorms and maybe a strong storm or two farther east and southeast of St. Louis. Right now, it's highly suspect. Isolated storms may develop because the humidity has to return. The moisture has to return. I can't guarantee you that's going to happen at this point. It looks like most of it would be out of our area, closer to the Wabash River and closer to the Ohio River. In the meantime, for the next few days, rainfall amounts from the Weather Prediction Center, they're on the light side. Again, focused 1/10 of an inch or more as you go east of the Mississippi. We'll be tracking it for you in a few minutes, and we'll tell you what the limiting factors are in terms of rainfall for the remainder of the week.
All right, Scott. Now, today marks 9 months since the May 16th tornado tore through St. Louis, and some survivors say they are still living in a nightmare.
Yeah, 5 Interside's Brent Solomon just back from talking with North City neighbors, asking why the recovery process seems to have stalled.
Well, months ago, the city opened up applications for $50,000 repair grants. But tonight, neighbors tell us they haven't seen a dime. I just got back from the Academy neighborhood, where survivors say the wait is becoming just as damaging as the storm itself. Across Kensington Avenue, workers in hard hats are still visible on ladders, slowly chipping away at the damage left behind from the EF3 tornado 9 months ago.
It's so depressing. I mean, it still looks like a war zone.
During the May 16th tornado, Bill Atkins Sr. was just 2 feet from his basement when debris sheared off his lower leg. Today, he walks his property with a prosthetic and a cane, surveying what still needs to be done.
I was one of the people that were underinsured. So at this point, working out of my pocket. We're still waiting to hear from the city.
It's a similar story for Kim George Holt. Her North City property was supposed to be her retirement home. Instead, it was red tagged after the roof was torn off and black mold set in.
We had a contractor run off on us and took the money and just decided that, sue me for what you gave me, not what the whole contract is for. And that's pretty much how it was.
Both say they've applied for every city program available, including the private property assistance that offers up to $50,000. They say they've been met with red tape.
We have been failed because there's no help at all.
Mayor Kara Spencer has said the city is doing everything it can to help neighbors recover from this generational event. Officials extended the application deadline to February 28th. For Atkins, who is currently staying with family, the ask is simple.
The expectation is that the city gives us the money that they're holding on to make the repairs.
Late tonight, I reached out to a city spokesperson to find out exactly how much money has been dispersed to homeowners so far. I'll let you know when we hear back. By the way, tomorrow, the city is holding a resource fair at the O'Fallon Park Rec Complex from 5:30 until 8:30 p.m. for those still needing help.
Tonight, we are working to learn more about a police pursuit in the Metro East that ended with the suspect crashing a pickup into a building. The driver died. The building in downtown Edwardsville was heavily damaged. Illinois State Police say SIUE officers initiated the chase because the driver of the truck was driving dangerously. No officers were injured.
Illinois State Police is also investigating another pursuit in East St. Louis. Officers say the suspect died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. East St. Louis police say the man drove off during a traffic stop early Saturday morning near 47th and State Streets. The driver was found dead after the car hit a median near 25th Street and St. Clair Avenue.
We have a consumer alert tonight. Police say scammers are stealing from those looking to buy a new car in Kirkwood. 5 on your side's Melanie Johnson shows you what to look out for.
Kirkwood police issuing a too good to be true warning. Detectives say scammers stole the address of a local business to steal thousands of dollars from car buyers for cars that don't exist. The scam involves a fraudulent website, gcapeauto.com. While Gerard Cape Auto is a real company, investigators say this specific website is a total fake. Kirkwood PD taking to social media saying, quote, the scam involves victims being asked to prepay for vehicles with promises of a 10-day full inspection period, low-cost vehicle transportation at 60 cents per mile, and refund guarantees. Police say the bogus site also lists a Kirkwood address, which is a real business location. However, the people working inside have nothing to do with the scam. Employees there tell police victims showed up at their front door looking for cars they had already paid for. The vehicles were nowhere to be found. Police say if you are a victim, if you shared personal information or sent money, to give them a call. In Kirkwood, Melanie Johnson, 5 on your side.
Kirkwood police say to avoid becoming victims, you should verify dealers, never pay upfront via wire transfers, crypto, and non-traditional methods. You should also be skeptical of suspiciously low rates or excessive guarantees.
Tonight, a Hollywood legend is dead. Robert Duvall, the Oscar-winning actor known for iconic roles in The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, has died. Duvall has a star on the St. Louis Walk of Fame in University City. He's a graduate of both the Principia in West St. Louis County and Principia College in Elsa, Illinois. Robert Duvall was 95 years old.
A Missouri mystery in the push for big data.
MoData, what the heck is that?
The data center campaign making big promises in small towns.
And I don't even know who those folks are.
Tonight, 5 on Your Side investigates the money trail.
This taste of spring fades by the end of the week. We are tracking the transition zone rain chances for Thursday in just 7 minutes.
The data center debate is not slowing down in the bi-state. Tomorrow night in Forestell, the Board of Aldermen will discuss annexing hundreds of acres north of town for a potential data center there. Many neighbors have come out against the project. Lower taxes, stable power bills, a stronger community, a paid ad in a local newspaper is promising big benefits for Missouri families when it comes to data centers.
However, the group behind the ad won't say who they are. And the county executive whose words are featured says he doesn't know either. So our political editor, Mark Maxwell, started asking questions about who's really behind the push for data centers in Jefferson County.
Steel towers hum in Jefferson County. Electricity pours through a substation the size of a football field. Nearby, the Mississippi keeps moving, wide, brown, relentless. All of it feeds a growing appetite.
I would like to think that what we do here could be a model for the future.
County leaders say the demand is authentic, and the developers?
If they come in, schools will benefit.
They want to build data centers, big enough to power your phones, to stream videos, to store pictures on the cloud, and provide instant access to artificial intelligence.
Developers need to pay their cost.
In this quiet government hallway, planners are eyeing possible projects, construction that could impact your power bill, your water, your land.
Who is driving data center expansion in Missouri?
I don't know who's driving the data center expansion. But
the county executive says he doesn't know who's pushing hardest for this kind of growth, or whether local government is equipped to handle the surge.
I don't know exactly what their demand's going to be.
As demand grows and debate grows louder, a paid ad quietly appears in the pages of a local paper. It promises jobs, tax dollars, and no higher utility rates.
Do you remember seeing this in the paper?
Sure. And I don't even know who those folks are.
The words are his. The ad is not. At the bottom, a clue. The group behind the ad calls itself Missourians for Data and Technology Advancement, MoData. But no names, no donors, no registration anywhere in the Show Me State. In fact, the trail leads out of state to Delaware and stops cold. So we went to the original source, the local paper, and just asked. An editor says the ad was placed by Axiom Strategies, a national political consulting and lobbying firm.
It is very easy for entities that want to pour money into an issue campaign to conceal or completely obscure where the money is coming from.
On campus at WashU's law school, Greg McGarrian studies that quiet space where free speech meets political money.
Knowing the identity of the messenger is an important component of political information.
But here, the group's name told us little.
The purpose of public disclosure should be to actually convey meaningful information to people who do not have the time and resources to dig deep and ask, MoData, what the heck is that?
Why the big mystery?
I think these companies that are ultimately the money behind this stuff are making a calculation that we're going to do better fighting off anger at the secrecy than we would do fighting off anger at us.
This community fears the public thirst for artificial intelligence might drink their public resources dry. And soon they'll make big decisions that will last decades about power, about water, about land. The power players pushing their clients' message say there's real demand, and there at the bottom, a real disclosure that discloses nothing. The public may demand artificial intelligence. They're getting it. And artificial transparency to go with it. Mark Maxwell, 5 on Your Side.
City officials in Festus tell us they're still waiting to see specific commitments in writing from developers and the big tech companies before moving forward with building a data center there.
People are having a hard time buying basic needs, and many are looking to save money by purchasing a pallet. It's part of the ever-evolving liquidation industry and a growing trend on social media. Pallets are often returns or overstock items from big box stores. They offer big savings. Some flip their pallet purchases to make money.
I think it helps out a lot of people because right now everybody's tight on money with the economy the way it is. Everybody want to save a little bit, and everybody loves a deal.
Tomorrow night at 10, Michelle Lee looks into the benefits and challenges of pallet shopping in her Making Ends Meet report.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoins us now with the weather impact forecast, and we're talking about warmer temperatures. And Scott, you said the storm possibilities are kind of waning.
Yeah, they don't look impressive right now. Now, that's not to say, something changes. But at this point, it may be hard for us to get much in the way of rain at all on Thursday. And Saturday, there's a small chance for rain, too. Why do we bring that up? Because there you're looking at it. City SC takes the pitch on Saturday, opening a very lengthy season. All right. Now, I know the tulips aren't blooming, but I don't know about you, but mornings like this morning kind of bring about spring fever. It's mild here, if not warm, through Thursday. The low rain chance on Thursday, then another one again about Saturday. The spring fever, though, I think that's going to rage the next few days. Near record highs for us as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. And the better storm chances are farther to the east and southeast of St. Louis on Thursday. And we'll get into all of that in just a minute. We're still 52 degrees. We have some high clouds overhead right now. They're coming at us. They'll be in and out overnight tonight. 67 was our high. I think tomorrow we're going to start with temperatures in the 40s. We'll call it partly cloudy overnight, but those clouds tend to thicken a bit tomorrow. So we're not looking at the sunshine like we saw today, but still a dry day, still mild for this time of year. Average high is 46 degrees. Look at all the unsettled weather out to the west. Energy's coming on shore. There's more back behind that. And effectively, everything that's out west moves to the east. That is going to impact us as we go through this week. Clouds tomorrow, no rain tomorrow. Tomorrow night, there might be an isolated shower somewhere, mainly north of St. Louis. It's not going to be a big deal, no impact there. Thursday, we actually have a more potent system coming in, but the moisture is very limited. It's down to the south. Notice where most of the rain is here as we go into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. It's tending to focus a little farther to the north. While there might be a shower or two around Thursday morning, it looks like we wait until later in the morning and towards lunchtime before at least a chance of scattered showers develops. And then perhaps we'll see a thunderstorm off to the east and southeast of St. Louis. Again, the limiting factor here is the potential that the moisture never gets back in, at least certainly not into St. Louis, that deeper moisture where you have the humidity, and as a consequence, any focus for any severe weather potential, and it looks like it's borderline now, is still off to the east of St. Louis. What you need to do is just stay up to date with us here over the next couple of days as we track this system. We'll fine tune it if we see any signals where this is going to be a problem. For sure, we'll let you know. Temperatures, though, warm early on this week, and then by the weekend, Doug Nabbit, by the weekend, it starts to cool off. We're still close to 50 on Saturday, but look at Sunday's high, only 41, 42 on Monday. So it'll feel a little more like winter as we go into the weekend.
But man, the next 3 days.
Yeah, looking mighty
so
warm.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Scott. Here's Frank.
Ozzie Smith shows up at spring training. A City SC star player sends out a thank you to St. Louis. And gosh, that Energizer Park may be the tastiest restaurant in town. We'll explain.
And coming up at 10:35 on Olympic Late Night, skiers flip and twist their way onto the Olympic podium in the free ski women's big air final. And at 11:15, the men take their first runs in the two-man bobsled. You can also watch our Olympic specials on demand on the 5 on Your Side streaming app. Download and watch for free by searching KSDK in your TV's app store.
Because of their storied history, spring training is just special for the Cardinals. As a former pitcher, Bob Shirley once said, Tradition in St. Louis is Stan Musial coming into the clubhouse and making the rounds. Tradition in San Diego is Nate Colbert coming into the clubhouse and trying to sell you a used car. Stan is no longer with us, of course, but Yadier Molina is back as a special assistant to the president. There he was today teaching all those young, talented catchers. And how about this scene? Ozzie Smith coaching up the young infielders, the Wizard with Mason Wynn and J.J. Weatherholt. The Ozzie-Mason relationship is really strong.
Ozzie went to the Gold Glove Award in New York just because Mason was being honored. So they stay in touch. And it was interesting. I talked to Ozzie about that today. He said he loves the work ethic of Mason Wynn. Talking to Ozzie about that today, there was a little gleam in his eye. I think he had a little envy in thinking that that was a guy that reminded him of himself at that early stage.
City SC will open their season Saturday against Charlotte, and they've done a lot of new things. Sporting director, coach, uniform. Now all they have to do is find a new way to win games. Coach Johan Dumais comes from Columbus, an organization that has done a lot of winning over the years. The good news is he will have one of the league's best goaltenders returning in Roman Berkey. And also that man in the beard, Edward Leuven, who wanted to address the media today to discuss his wife Alana's serious battle with cancer.
If something in the future happens like that and the club doesn't communicate an injury or something like that, then you guys know what's going on. And also want to take this opportunity to thank you all, the media, the fans, the community, for supporting me and my family so well and respecting our privacy and just supporting us throughout this time.
He is a great man. Finally, this is my new hero in life, the chief flavor officer at Energizer Park, the great chef, Gerard Kraft. 4 new restaurants added to the stadium. How about Taco Buddha? How about Biscuit Town? How about Motor Town, Detroit-style pizza, and Goshen Coffee Roasters? And they will keep the greats like Olive and Oak and Balkan Treat Box. Over 20 new restaurants now. So have you ever thought about hiring a sportscaster to be your assistant here for being a taste tester?
Anytime you want to roll through, bring your camera. We can eat the entire menu.
Yeah, no,
You had to bring Tom Stasiak,
yes.
your photographer.
It's amazing how many photographers wanted to work with me today. Hey, can I work with you today?
You were very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great food, though.
Sounds like a rough job you have, Frank.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
The Medal Count is sponsored by Ford.
Team USA picked up 2 more medals today, gold and bronze in women's monobob. The U.S. remains in 3rd in the medal count behind Norway and Italy. Japan and Germany round out the top 5.
The party continues tonight in the Big Easy for Lundi Gras, or Fat Monday.
Thousands of people are partying hard in New Orleans as they count down to Fat Tuesday. Rex, the king of carnival, arrived tonight, inviting everyone to tomorrow's grand celebration.
And Fat Tuesday is the last day to indulge before fasting for Lent. To celebrate, Helfer's Pastries in Florissant baked nearly 1,200 dozen punchkis over the last 2 weeks. The Polish pastries, which are similar to jelly donuts, are eaten to use up food that won't spoil during the 6 weeks of Lent.
Sounds like another place for Frank to visit.
Oh, yeah.
There you have it, 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on your phone and TV.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis. That starts at 4:30 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.